Sandstorm blaring in the background. White team has the football first. Christian Beal-Smith in the backfield behind Rattler. The first pass is caught, and for a short gain up to the 28 goes Juice Wells. Antoine Wells, a transfer from James Madison.
Front routes that he can run in the route tree.
FCS All-American a season ago. There's pressure. Rattler gets rid of it, and behind Wells. Rattler will be on a pitch count tonight. We're not going to see him for 5 or 6 series. Off the back foot, pass is caught, and the quick completion out to Christian Beal-Smith. Luke Doty on the field. They'll fake the handoff to Lloyd. Pass in the flats is caught, and twisting and turning is Chad Terrell, a 6-year senior out of Mississippi. Can do a number of different things this season, settling into that backup role, and that's one that Marcus Satterfield, the offensive play caller, told us he has felt very comfortable with. His first chance to really learn, be comfortable in this offense. Josh Fan with a grab and stopped at the 44. MVP after a gain of 8, just underway here in the Garnet and Black spring game in Columbia. And a punishing finish yields a first down.
6 plays in, we finally get a run.
And from the 47, Black team moving right to left, and Lloyd again a deep handoff. Hey Ryan, the atmosphere down there, coach has got to be pleased with. It looks like we got a good crowd on hand.
Walking over here from our football facility, I mean that pregame walk for a spring game. Right there, 45.
They'll empty the backfield with Lloyd. Bottom of your screen now, and the screen pass. Nifty move. Omega Blake, he is alpha and omega, and he picks up nice yardage to make it 4th and short.
Because he's an offensive guy, but
the spin by Lloyd, and there he goes. That's first down yardage. Stopped at the 36. Well, so much was said when Lloyd first signed with the Gamecocks. He was injured, the ACL tear, sat out that season. He came back last year. He looked pretty nifty there.
Yeah.
Flanking Luke Doty. And he'll fake the screen and take off and stop there.
Out of nothing into a positive play.
Shot Amos, the running back. He'll get the inside give. Stutter step and a jump cut yields 4, maybe 5.
Came back with a vengeance here this spring. First down. Nice job, O.
You're also the head official tonight, I know. Yeah, East in the ACC. I'm not saying that Beamer's dad and my dad ever yelled at each other, but they totally did a couple times.
Incomplete across the middle.
At Oklahoma, I mean, the list is so long. He's learned from a bunch of really great ones.
Amos, deep handoff on 2nd and 10. He'll lose a couple, stacked up and driven down by B.J. Gibson. From 2 wins the previous campaign to 7 last year. On 3rd down and long, time for Doty, has a man and it's incomplete. So here's a question for the Gamecocks entering this season. Who replaces school's all-time leading scorer in Parker White? Mitch Jeter out as the stronger leg in the kicking competition. And he drills a field goal from 47 yards out on the left hash. Walk-on wide receiver in Blacksburg and a long snapper on the team that played Florida State in the 1999 National Championship. Second look at Spencer Rattler, and how about that dime drop into plus territory to Xavier Leget. He's had a tremendous spring according to the coaching staff, and he picks up 29 there.
Yeah, one of the guys that has absolutely popped this spring. He was just kind of a guy last year. He's really come on this spring. But how about the decision-making process there by Spencer Rattler? They're trying to take the shot over the top to Antoine Wells. He's double teamed. Safety gets deep. He hangs there in the pocket. It's his accuracy in tight pockets.
70% completion percentage over those 2 seasons at Oklahoma. Juju
kind of have it or you don't, and you'll see it a lot in the RPO game. His hands are just very quick.
Plenty of time in the pocket. And the dump off is there to Trey Atkins. Stopped at the 40.
He felt like he was too easily tackled at times last year.
Juju McDowell has the first down and a lot more. Spun out crossing the 30. And the drive continues. Tyrese Ross ushered him out of bounds.
See the right side of that offensive line, who talk about high expectations. This offensive line returns 5, if not really 6 starters.
And we saw the depth chart on the old whiteboard in the facilities last night, and Coach Beamer said we got a lot of running backs. Rattler picks up 8, maybe 9 on the scramble as the pocket broke down.
Yeah, there you see the legs. And at times last year, I didn't think Oklahoma really did a good enough job
playing tonight, but he's a player that could be in multiple position rooms come the fall, not to mention all of these new transfers. Ryan, let's talk with Coach about all the new transfers.
The only way this thing's going to work is buy into the team part of it. And
blow the play dead. Multitasking for a head coach. Rattler will keep it. And on the zone read ahead towards the 15, they'll blow it dead there.
I've been around this city my whole life. There's an energy in the city this week that I don't know that I've ever felt before.
And bring home a little more champions.
How'd that parade feel? I mean, the images were amazing.
Hey, when you got a talented team like we got, you can enjoy it a little bit.
I want to ask you about a moment that happened right here. All right, so I was out here when Steve Spurrier completely dropped his pass.
Ryan, thank you very much. Congratulations to Dawn Staley and South Carolina for the 2nd national championship. And back to live action. A 40-yard field goal connected on by Alex Herrera moments ago. And Chad Terrell picks it.
It's been fun to watch for sure.
Coach Beamer's mic'd up with us here in our 2nd quarter. 3rd down and short. And Amos is going to pop it out. He'll pick up the 1st down. Coach, you were in Minneapolis for the Final Four, and what was the experience like for you up there?
Cold. 2 national championships as a baseball coach, so it's fantastic, and that was an awesome time up in Minneapolis for sure for my family and I.
Marion Brown on the jet sweep, stopped by B.J. Gibson.
Our defense is free to do anything they want. Same with the offense, and don't get me wrong, we're smart about it. We're not trying to show everything because we realize this thing is on television. It's a lineman off last year's team. And, to be able to have that entire group back, they're an older group, veteran group, leading our offense right now and helping Spencer and our other quarterbacks.
Marshawn looks really good, getting downhill, fresh for the first time. How much conversation have you had with him about just trusting that knee?
Yeah, it's faster. He looks more explosive and continuing to, realize what a load he is and how physical a running back he is. He's a tough guy to tackle, and the net would not be all that great, even if he did punt it. And then maybe it's outside field goal range, and a lot of times.
Chad Terrell picks up the touchdown.
A lot of times to be aggressive, and you're in that field position where you got momentum, when you got your defense on their heels, and we're always going to be aggressive. There's probably a lot of fans that felt like I went for it on 4th down too much last year, but we're always going to be aggressive. But what a play by Chad Terrell. I mean, you talk about a guy that he didn't play last year for us. An older guy in our program. I think he's in his 5th year, and he's turned into a tight end. Had a phenomenal spring, and really proud of that kid and what he's done.
Coach, thanks for spending some time with us. We enjoyed it here.
Kerryon Joyner can still do some things at the quarterback position. You could bring in the athleticism of Luke Doty, so a lot to work with there.
And Rattler's back on the field. Swing pass is caught. McDowell going to cross the 30 and pick up positive yardage. 7, maybe 8 there for 21 in Garnet.
And Gibbs was the offense, and he was looking for that pro-style offense that would put more on the quarterback at the line of scrimmage.
McDowell stacked up, or check that, Christian Beal-Smith with a carry.
Tremendously, and Marcus Satterfield said if there's one thing, he was told to be patient with him from a mental standpoint, and he's blown him out of the water in terms of how quick he's picked up this offense.
1st down yardage for Christian Beal-Smith.
Y cross is an old play with a post over the top, a crossing route by the slot receiver, and then kind of a dig by that 3rd receiver, a curl route. He ran it a lot at Oklahoma.
Check it down to McDowell here, and Juju ahead for a gain of a yard.
Roy, he's finally the main guy who will get consistent reps and snaps.
On 3rd and 8, Rattler throws a pass that is going to be picked off by Keene Green. And it was Wells that made the grab, so now 4th and short. McDowell back to work into plus territory. All the way down inside the 45. McDowell to the edge again. And that 2nd gear and that burst has been a difference maker on this drive. Debo Williams to stop it, not before he picked up another 1st down after a gain of 14.
And watch the left side of this line, kind of get a hat on a hat, and he's trying to press it up the middle right there, and McDowell bounces it outside. And early on, the theme was throwing the ball through the air. I think Shane Beamer might have got in the head. Back to Marshawn Lloyd, a little bit of Christian Beal-Smith, who's going to occupy kind of that 3rd role in the backfield.
Right now, Another galloping finish. Rattler, back foot toss, plenty of arm strength. Wells has it. Close to another first down. And in fact, that'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and goal.
Just soft corner out there to the field. And he's just going to take that Ohio route. The O stands for out route. And that's kind of the pre-snap understanding of where to, kind of a wide array of different throws that he's going to have in Marcus Satterfield's offense.
You can see the relationship with Wells that Rattler spoke about yesterday. And to the edge, he'll get a nasty stiff arm. Under a minute to go in our first half. We'll roll it out for Rattler, buying some time, directing traffic. And steps out of bounds near the 8. Lacerdo applying the pressure. 42 ticks on the clock.
Zone and caught for a touchdown. If there's any gray area, you got to check it down or throw it away.
Christian Beal-Smith, the running back. Rattler looking for the fade. Receivers there, broken up at the last minute, and a penalty marker is thrown. Wells, the intended receiver. And 5 runs or sacks versus that last possession. And this time Beal-Smith to the end zone for the touchdown. Well, he's healthy now. And that's been a difference maker this spring with him and Marshawn Lloyd, not to mention what we've seen tonight from Juju McDowell.
Yeah, it's been a fresh balance, a great sign to see a lot of different running backs getting carries. See the right side of that. You're Shane Beamer saying, hey, come on, man, I want to end at least on a touchdown drive.
Tied at 10. And referring to Wells, the transfer from James Madison, the strength of his hands. And I think that's something to watch this year. Could be the final play of the half. And it will be Marshawn Lloyd.
You know, Spencer Rattler and Luke Doty, I mean, they've played some football. They've been in college games that they think it's a sack. And the offensive guys yelling at me because they think it wasn't a sack. You know?
See, now you know what it's like to be an official.
Exactly.
That's it. No, that's
Lloyd picked up 8, and now it's 3rd down and 4. And after Terrell was tackled in the backfield. Swing passes there. Lloyd, the cut, the explosiveness on display, and that's enough to move the chains. Well, Marshawn Lloyd already looks different compared to a year ago with what we've seen.
Yeah, just trusting that knee. The coach has said that was really the biggest thing. He took the knee brace off last year, but still had trouble trusting it. But look at some of the open field missed tackles here. There's one. I mean, it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and if he gets tackled right there, they're punting. But this is what he brings to the table: elusiveness and open space. And
a year ago, Marcus Satterfield told us yesterday, elite arm talent. They like what he brings to the table in that department. Amos, the running back. Morton makes the grab, 81, and he's tackled well behind the line.
Understanding and executing post-snap once the ball's in his hand will eventually come with time and reps.
Clean pocket. Coxon fires, and a pass is going to be intercepted. And the first turnover that we've seen. And Burns, Joseph Burns, a redshirt freshman out of Camden High School, with the pick.
See last year forcing turnovers, and it's a main reason why they got to 7 wins. And here's an example of kind of what I was talking about with the young quarterback and his receiver just not being on the same page. This is just typical of, you know, young quarterbacks.
And another new quarterback to tell you about. Shane Beamer mentioned Braden Davis. He'll get the call here, and straight ahead they'll keep it on the ground
in pass protection.
Handoff, and McDowell spins his way for 1st down yardage.
Around him last year, and he was thankful to get out of a toxic situation. But it's crazy how a guy who threw for 4,500 yards, Roy, in 2 years, and
here that's really no mystery. Lassier Carroll, the new running back, another transfer, this one from Georgia, and spun down near the 20. Peyton Williams able to bring him down.
Has gone through spring practice, so he's got great size and can run the ball well too.
Well, his dad Anton was an All-American lineman at Tennessee when I was in school. One of the original.
You know, 1% body fat. I'm winking in the booth. No, but they'll put good weight on him, and he'll eventually turn into a big, tall, strong kid.
How about the arm strength there towards the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Trayvon Kenyon from 25 yards out. Monroe, North Carolina native, now a redshirt junior. You got some tight ends on this roster. I don't know that they're as deep as they want to be. Jaheim Bell can play.
Goes off a little too quickly, and they try to escape the pocket. He got off his first read, found his tight end back in the middle of the field, and then you talked about the tight end position.
By Kenyon. Amos, the running back, and bottled up deep in the backfield at the 20.
What an impressive bull rush right there by Dawkins. Kind of read and react. And the challenge as a defensive end is, you got to have some awareness, whether it's a passing down, running down situation. He obviously knew it there.
His dad, of course, played in the NFL with the Steelers. The bloodlines are there. Production.
Well, Shane Beamer and them, they may have some players leave, and they may add even more.
When a swing pass under duress, Amos going to be tackled behind the line. That's a loss of 2. And Dawkins again coming up clutch. So you love to see that. You're talking about your guys in the front four for Clayton White's defense, and Terrell Dawkins, NC State transfer, just a redshirt junior.
Really wide open. Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina.
Swing pass stopped at the 30. If you get off to a good start compared to last year when you had to go up to Knoxville, and Carroll bolts ahead. And the Gators came to Columbia last November 6th and came out of here with a loss to the tune of 40-17. The fifth-year senior now this campaign, and certainly a coach to watch in the coming seasons. How about Helfrich dropping it right in the bucket? Peyton Mangrum reels it in.
What a throw by Helfrich, not only to keep his eyes in the middle of the field from the safety from getting over there, but Peyton does a really nice job of what you call holding his line and not drifting over toward the sideline. The receiver needs to give that quarterback
28.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And secondly, he had heart surgery after his arrival that helped correct a condition going back since he was born. As Kenyon going to pick up another nice gainer. 1990-ish, the Appalachian State transfer came on board with Sparky Woods back in the day. And a handoff left side this time, crossing.
So 5 backs, they've got speed. They got really a little bit of everything they can utilize.
As a player, did you take the spring game seriously?
Played in as big of a crowd as this, so some guys show up in front of the lights and some guys don't. And I think the coaches really are aware of that.
Quarterbacks are live. You love that there, as Helfrich will be tackled as he breaks past the line of scrimmage, maybe from the left hash. Jeter made one from 47 earlier in this ball game, and he'll make this one from 34.
Pickup, and I thought he's looked really, really decisive tonight.
Quarterback number 29, Hayden Lee, checking in. And the redshirt sophomore out of Dorman High School and Roebuck.
A lot, and I can just tell you the ball handling, the mechanics, turning your head on play pass stuff, it's not easy to learn.
Gauthier checks back in. Deep ball is broken up by Anthony Rose.
In this very subtle movements, he knows how to just make subtle movements, keep his eyes down the field. So he told us he thought he got tackled too easily last year.
How about DJ Twitty off and running all the way down in plus territory, bullies his way to the 46. And we got a game to win. Twitty this time around the left side, spins his way for a gain of 4.
I don't know if Ryan McGee has propped his feet up for the night.
Gauthier sacked all the way back near the 48. Terrell Dawkins with the tackle, and that's a loss of 7. A big play. On the sideline has him right now. Ryan.
No one was more excited to watch these dudes play right now than Spencer Rattler.
Before the game, and they actually they're a little over the scholarship limit right now. So they've got a little bit of a if you score a touchdown or a field goal here in a real game, I mean, you're back in it.
Backwards pass, Twitty collects it and quickly is dropped.
Trying to score a touchdown, if not a field goal.
You're trying to make this a one-possession game, let's be honest. Gauthier, strong arm on display. And on 2nd and long, Jesse Saintly.
I've got to have an attempt at a field goal. I can't put the ball in harm's way here.
And manageable considering it was 2nd and really long, now 3rd and 11. Dump off to Twitty. And sandwich between 2 defenders.
I've been win seasons 3 years in a row under Spurrier. I remember that. I played here when this place was rocking and rolling, and people always ask me everywhere I go, hey, what's the toughest place to play, right?
Snap was high for Davis. They hop on top of it as quickly as possible.
Try and go tie the game here at the very end. So 3rd down and we're throwing it. We'll see what happens. If he gets that 1st down, that's ball game, though.
And he did not.
Hey, shout out to 2 hours ago.
Quarterback, man. This is what you asked for as a freshman.
Well, he's got at least one timeout to work with.
Chunk yards plays if it's not there. Check it down and make the defense tackle your guy.
On second down, Crosser was there with Shaw instead out in the flats. And how about 20 makes a man miss, rumbles ahead across the 45.
Got no timeout. In a 2-minute drill under the lights, great opportunity for him.
He likes to heave it deep. He will again. This one incomplete.
And really all these
Shaw.
guys, and winter dinner and all that stuff, we talked about it. Really, it's just bragging rights for the summer. Oh, there you go, TJ. You good? Way to sit in there.
Shaw the grab right back near the original line of scrimmage, and like it's Saturday in the fall right now.
Yeah, you take a hit unless you're the sideline reporter. I almost took one a second ago.
Got the air, heaves one deep, and that's going to be picked off. Intercepted. Joseph Burns, his second of the game, and that'll clinch it for the Garnet squad.
Well, there we found our spring game MVP, didn't we?
Has to be.
They point the ball this way, you turn, you point the ball the other way, you turn, and then you got to go track it. It's kind of that drill played out in real life.
Well, that ball deep into the Carolina night and picked off by Burnsy. He'll remember this night. Spencer Rattler. And it was the walk-on Joseph Burns that helped steal the show for the defense. Energy is alive and well in Columbia. Garnet defeats the Black by a final score of 20-13 this evening.